Hi guys, and welcome back to the Zeze Millz show. I am Zeze Millz, and today I feel like all the Americans just love me and they just want to come to the show. And I'm not mad at it because, you know, I might decide to elope to America one day. But we have Simone and Megan in the building.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks. I'm really excited to have this conversation. And it's a little bit different for me because you guys are, you talk as well. I'm a talker, you guys are talkers. So I was like, how am I gonna do this? How is this gonna be a thing? Because on your podcast, Know For Sure, you guys talk about everything. You talk about everything, you talk about relationships, but then you also hit serious topics.
Yeah.
Like your last one, you was talking about the whole Kyrie thing that was happening, and then you'll talk about relationships, and then what was this terminology that I didn't even know? Was it teacupping?
Teacupping.
No, when you're talking late at night on the phone to someone.
Oh,
Cupcaking.
Cupcaking, girl.
Oh, I didn't know
you
this.
got a man or a girlfriend?
No. I don't have a man,
Okay.
and I wish I could cupcake because I feel like cupcaking is.
It's so cool.
I love
So cupcaking is like, you remember when you were a teenager and you would like sneak on the phone with that boy you liked and you would talk until like
You're
1 in the
not
morning?
even supposed to be on the phone.
I know.
That's the cupcake.
That's
But I
cupcaking.
haven't had one of those in a while.
Either.
Really, it's so sad, isn't it?
It's gonna happen.
Is it though, B?
For me, I don't know about you.
You're like, I'm manifesting. But that's one thing I must say. I've been following your journey I would say for the last, like, how old you know?
How old am I?
You know,
32.
I remember following you probably for like the last, I would say like 3 years. I've been following you. Like when I remember when you was like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the age, it was by the age of 30. And I remember I was so invested in that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
See, it's like, is it gonna happen?
No, but
I was too. I was like, please. I already posted it. It's gonna happen, so please happen.
But the manifesting thing is the reason why, because that's one thing that I think you are so good at, and I'm not good at manifesting. I'm very, because I find it a little bit.
You think you're in your head about it?
And I'm scared about the disappointment if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So if I'm there manifesting like this is gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep manifesting till it happens.
Yeah.
I know,
You're
but
putting a time limit on it.
okay, fair enough. But you kind of put a time limit on the 30
Well,
thing.
I did. I was scared about that. I was like, I have a week. Yeah.
But so you guys have been friends for over 20 years. How does this work?
It's a great question.
How does it work? Because
it's you know, it's a journey. It's a real relationship. Like, I think a lot of times people think that your like romantic relationship is where a lot of the work happens, and like your platonic relationships are just easy. Your platonic relationships are so important. It's the first type of relationship you ever have in your life is a platonic relationship. Your parents, your siblings, your family. And our relationship is just, it's a lot of work. Like, we're very intentional about it. And we know the purpose of the relationship. So it keeps us like focused and grounded because we know that there's a bigger, like there's a purpose of it.
We know our purpose together.
So I saw something where you said correct me if I'm wrong, where you was a little bit apprehensive about even starting the podcast together.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it at all.
You didn't want to do it.
I be dragging her to these interviews.
Yeah, I did not want to.
She didn't want to be here. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
No,
I'm joking.
Not like that.
I don't take anything.
The camera, I'm saying.
Right.
It was very hard.
You know, I do this. I don't need to be in front of the camera. I just want to get my. I'm like, no. I'm like pulling her. Like, you have something to say.
What made you then be like, we have to do this together?
I think the main thing was our relationship off camera.
Okay,
it was
right.
so important to me, both of us. We learned so much. We were having these deep conversations, and we're like, people need to hear this. Like, women our age and women in our culture aren't really, if they are having these conversations, they're not magnifying them publicly. We want the girls that are having these conversations to know you're not alone. We're trying to heal. We're trying to grow. We're not perfect. You know, we're in the limelight, but we're not perfect. So, you know, just being relatable to women and letting them know, like, we're talking about this stuff too behind closed doors.
How is the podcasting game in America? Because I feel like whenever I go on, because I follow like all the American blog sites and all of those, and I feel like there's a lot of podcasts here we have a lot, but over there I feel like there's a new one every day.
I mean, there's over 500,000 plus on Apple just alone. So I mean, there's a new podcast every 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. I think when people started to see how the market was kind of changing for podcasting, it was like, okay, everybody get a camera out, get some mics, and let's do a podcast. The issue is that a lot of people don't make it past 30 episodes, so a lot of people start podcasts and then they fall,
don't finish.
Because it's a lot of work.
Hard.
We didn't realize, I mean, it's a lot.
Like, look at what you have here. You got all these people behind the camera helping. It takes a team. You have to be consistent. They have to show up, you know, like, so we're on episode past 30. We made it past
almost
30.
to 40.
Almost to 40.
I think when I first started doing the Zeze Millz show, and then people have kind of seen, I guess, the success of it or how it's going, people are always like, oh, like, what's your advice? And my main thing is always, you just have to be consistent. Like, if you're not, like, when I first started, now I've slowed down because I have other things that go on outside of this. But when I first started, I made sure I filmed every week, without fail, every week. If we didn't, like, I didn't used to do guests, I just used to do kind of like hot topics and talk about what was trending. And then I'd do like, we'd get guests, not as much as we in the beginning. But my thing was just, I had to be consistent, and it was just about almost like ramming content down everyone's throat. I was like, I just put out content every week so that you could not avoid me. Like, I literally, it was just like, boom, you're getting this every Tuesday, you're getting this, you're not gonna get away from me, to the point where you come on and you're like, does this girl ever shut up? Like, that's what people always say to me, like, oh my God, this girl never shuts up. She always has something to say.
Years
but
later,
it's consistency.
To you. You're
Thank
still
you.
doing it. You're still
has
going.
to be
Black woman in the industry, consistent.
How is it being a black woman at the moment in America? Because over here we just see little snippets. I feel like entertainment, they always put a lot, that the black people are really at the forefront. And it's mad because over here I watch TV, it's getting better now, and you won't see that much black people on the TV over here. Yeah, it's not like it's a thing, it's becoming better now. People are including us more, but we only make up 3% here.
Wow.
We don't make up a lot in the UK as black people, but our culture is massive as black culture.
Global.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I would say, so like entertainment-wise, you guys seem to be at the forefront, but then like in real life, socially, and how you're treated actually in the real world when you're on your everyday, is really interesting to me. How is it?
It's all, it's designed that way. You know what I mean? I think that in America, it was set up, we were always set up to be of use.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That's how it started for us. We were always supposed to be like, we were going to use them for this. So it's like, okay, we take away slavery, but there's mass incarceration, there's entertainment. We know that black people, like we said, globally move culture. We move entertainment, music, everything. Just everything moves because of black people. We make culture. We make shit look
popping.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they can set up certain systems where they can use us, put us out there, look, like, you guys are doing so great, but behind closed doors, we don't own anything. You know what I mean? We're not treated the way we should be treated all the time. So, that's the design of America. And I think that America needs to be more honest that is the way it's designed.
And aware.
And then we as people, as a culture, as black people, we need to be more vigilant with coming together and collaborating and owning our own shit. So that way can't nobody take nothing from us.
Right. Yeah.
We just need to do better though, as a culture, I feel like.
I just came back from LA like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I went to Disneyland, and I was talking about the racism in America. I genuinely could feel people looking at me in disgust, like I was taking up space, and I've not experienced that over here.
You
like
don't experience it
not
here?
like not how I felt it there. Like I've been into places like the woman might hold her bag a little tighter, and all the security guard starts following you around, but you can't pinpoint it. They can say, "Oh no, we just thought you needed help." That you can't pinpoint. There's always like an escape. It's not because you're black. It's something else, or But when I was at Disneyland, I was waiting for the big old turkey legs, because I was on a mission to get that, right? I was, the whole day, I was like, where is the turkey legs? That's why I've come here. And I was there waiting, and there was this family. I was there with my friends, and she was there with her family. She's American, she was there with her family. And this white family literally were like, they looked over, and then they started discussing amongst themselves. And I was just thinking, oh, maybe my friend's family, it was one of their birthdays, so they had the T-shirt saying someone's birthday. And I was like, oh, maybe they're looking at us thinking, oh, that's so cute. They've all come out together collectively. I was like, maybe that's what they are thinking. And then he looked at whoever he was with, his sister, whatever, tapped her. She looked over. She shook her head. And I was just like, wow.
It was a whole moment, yeah.
And I was like, is this something? And when I said it to my friend, she was like, yeah, this is just normal. Like, this is how it is. And I was like, really?
It's a lot of covert, and then there's a lot of overt.
Right,
you know what I mean? And I think in America, it's more covert.
Yeah, then over, yeah.
But you do realize, like, my mom is from Mississippi in the South, and she was raised with all black people doing everything as leaders. There was black doctors, black teachers, black, business owners. Everybody was black. So when she moved to Ohio, that was the first time she ever experienced racism.
Right,
like or prejudice. She never experienced that. So she was still like, she didn't know what it was when a white person would follow her in the store. Yeah. She would be like, she would be oblivious.
Like, hey, girl.
And then it's like her American friends, or not American friends, but her, friends from Ohio had to been like, no,
we're being racially profiled. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think being aware of it, like when you're raised in it, you're aware of it more than when you're not.
Yeah.
So on the podcast, you guys are extremely unfiltered. Love it. You say how you feel. You say what you want.
Now we're filtered. Like oh my God.
Because you guys have had some moments where you've gone viral, and
for good and bad.
For good and bad. One of the ones was the Martin Luther King thing, and.
Why are you bringing this up? I'm about to kick you.
No, but I think we should be able to say things.
Yeah, we should.
Because
it was still a question. Like,
all we did was ask a question.
It was still just a question.
But this is no, trust me, guys. I get dragged on a daily. Not so much. Oh yeah, here. Like if you say Zeze Millz, like, oh yeah, Zeze's always chatting shit. That's all she does is chat shit. Like she just says things, and I'm always like, no, as black people, we need to. And they're like, shut up, man. You always got something to say. I'm like, no, like,
good for you.
You have to speak up, because there's so many things that I feel like within our community we do kind of turn a blind eye to.
We just put it under the rug, and it never happened, and it's just constant trauma.
Right, exactly. And it's like there's always that thing of like, oh, we don't need to talk about this. It's like, so when are we gonna?
Certain things are off limits.
Yeah, right.
But that's a culture thing that we need to do better at, because it's, a lot of trauma gets kept in the house. It's like, no, we don't talk about this. No, we don't. If everything is hush hush. And I think the point of the comment or the question that we made is that when do we exceed the standard that's been set? So if he is like the ultimate goal as a black man, as a leader, it's like, okay, but he died how many years ago? There's nobody else that's done better. Is this where where it stops? Like, that's okay? Do you just stop it here? Like, of course we wouldn't be where we are without him.
We would never intentionally disrespect him.
Yeah, and I got that. That wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, we hold extreme reverence for who he is and for what he's done. I have family members that have marched with him, that have spoke with him, that sat with him. Like, I have extreme reverence for that. My question really is though, where do we how do we get better? Like, how come there's no other man? But there's all this time that's better.
Because there's a theory though about that though, because they say, like, as black people, there's always like, we're not kind of good at, like you say, like working together, or everyone has to be the boss, right? Yeah. So we have this thing of
triggered. We're going through something right now. We're like, ooh, Zeze.
No, but it's true.
Are you in the group chat?
No, but everyone has to be the boss. So we don't ever know how to move collectively together, because everyone wants to be the boss. So we probably haven't had anyone again, because everyone wants to be that person in the limelight. Like, I went to go and see Dame Dash talk, and he was like the boss. Yeah. And then on the flip side, he was like, nobody wants to work together. I'm like, but you just
said boss.
Literally just spent.
It can't be 10 bosses.
Right.
Somebody has to make the team come together. And just because
Exactly.
you're not the face does not mean you're not as equally as important. Like, it takes a whole unit. It takes tons of people to make anything move.
I've got a theory that I think that we have really done ourselves a disservice by calling ourselves kings and queens.
Why is that?
Because I think I understand why we've had to do it, to call ourselves kings and queens, but everyone thinks they're a king and queen.
Well, then you just need to be a king and queen of your purpose.
Yeah.
No, but everyone now thinks they're a king and queen, so no one wants to work for anyone.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, you can be a queen and be behind the camera. You can be a queen and be sweeping the floor. Be a queen and walk in your purpose.
Yeah.
What has God called you to do? Everybody wants to be the face. Everybody wants to be popping. Everybody wants to be an influencer now, because it's just like this world of social media. But when you really hone in and find your purpose, you will know so many doors will open if you just do what God called you to do.
Yeah.
So if you're saying everyone wants to be an influencer, people might say, but Simone, you are a successful influencer. Why would you now say no, people shouldn't, or there's other things to do? Because you are a good representation of going out, doing what you wanted to do, finding your own lane, trying loads of different things, whatever, doing what you, but then you're then on the flip side saying, well, no, actually, not everyone needs to be an influencer.
Well, I don't think everyone should do it just because everyone is doing it. I think you should do what you're called to do. And yes, you could turn it into content. If you're a doctor, you can be an influencer, but I'm still a doctor. I'm not trying to be a makeup artist. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to do makeup. Everybody wants to do hair. Everybody wants to do nails and all this stuff that's going viral because it's trending. Now, if that's truly what you feel like you're talented at, that's your gift, that's your purpose, by all means do it. But don't do it because there's a million other people doing it. Find your purpose, and you can turn your purpose into content. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you have a law practice, a law firm. You can turn that into content, but don't become a makeup artist because that's what's trending. So, I think
a lot of times too, people feel like it's kind of like going and seeing like a line outside the club, and it's like, damn, what's in there? Everybody, they look popping. Everybody, and then you go in there, and it's like, damn, I didn't know it was all of this. You're packed tight. You can't get a drink. You're sweating. I think a lot of times people see the highlight reel of being an influencer, but you may not be ready to be dragged on the internet. You may not be ready for that lawsuit that somebody might send you. You may not be ready for people coming into your life just because
they think you're popping, or they can take from you.
They may not be ready for every family member asking you for money or for something because they think that they know your pockets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people see, whatever it is on the outside, but you really don't know what it takes mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically to take on something like this.
So before the pod, you were more behind the scenes. So how is it now kind of being in front, getting a lot of attention? How's that been for you?
This was why I didn't want to do it.
Right.
I think because I already knew what that life was like.
Because you were seeing it with your friend.
I worked for her, so I saw it vividly. As a friend, I saw it. As a person who worked for the business, I saw it. So I was like, hell no, like, y'all can keep that shit. I don't want it. But the very first couple, maybe months, we got dragged a few times on the internet. After that, I took it really, really hard the first time. And then I needed that. And then after that, I was done. I was like, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Right.
That first one hits the hardest.
It
I remember
does.
the first one. I was like, why am I crying over Twitter? It's just Twitter. They don't know me. But, when you're a good person and you really feel like you have a positive message and you don't have ill intent, it does hurt when people question your character.
Of course, yeah. I've been there so many times, and I think what happens is because when you're outspoken and when you're kind of unfiltered as well, people assume you're just hard all the time. You know what I mean? Everything, because especially when you are the person maybe comment on other people as well. So then people are like, well, if you're commenting on other people, I can say, but it's still, I feel like when I comment on other people, I do it within reason. It will be.
I say it kind of nice.
Because what I do is it's about what has happened. So if they've done something that I don't agree with, I'll be like, oh, I didn't like that. I wouldn't be like, I don't like B Simone. It'll be like the comment that B Simone made, I didn't agree with that because.
And we can talk about it.
Right.
It doesn't have to be all aggressive and I don't fuck with you and you dumb.
Yeah,
bitch, you
yeah.
idiot. It's like, give me a second. You don't even know me.
Right.
We're talking through a computer. Like, you don't have to agree with everything I say, but that's.
People are just mad too. A lot of people are just angry and they want to focus their anger on something else. And that's why we talk a lot about on our podcast about growing and awareness and self accountability, because when you don't deal with you will project. And because you're trying to avoid the issues within yourself, you find an issue with everyone else because it's easier to point at everybody else. It's really hard to deal with you. You know what I mean? To deal with the things that really hurts you, that's hard. It's scary too. And people are afraid of that and don't even know the tools to even start that. So when they see other people fuck up in social media, it's easier to lash out and be like, they're stupid or they're wrong or, let's cancel them, because you have no way of fixing the things inside. I've never gone on the internet and have fixed my hands to type something mean to somebody. I don't even know what that's like.
But sometimes I think to myself, do people not have group chats?
Yeah, put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Talk kitchen table. Talk to your friends.
Yeah, like or sometimes I'll see stuff like I'll do things and it'll end up on like our version of Shade Room, and people be in the comments and I'll read the comments and be like, oh, she's this, and I'm like, are you not embarrassed?
Yeah.
Like, are you not embarrassed to do this with your own name? Like, to be like, this girl is this. Yeah. Who is she? When is she? And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I do talk shit about people. I do that in my group chat. Like, I send the DM to my friend.
Yeah.
Call her. Did you see what I just sent you?
Yes, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
Because your friend knows you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I say something crazy to her, she knows me. She knows how to filter that. You just putting some shit out there. There's no context. There's no. I can't interpret your heart through a comment. Yeah. So it's like, for me, I don't understand it. That is like a lack of maturity for me. I can't do that.
So, are you guys single? Because you're manifesting. So are you manifesting?
I am in a relationship transition. Okay. So I've been married for 12 years, and now I'm in like a transition where we're not together anymore. I'm basically going to the divorce. I'm like, how do you say that? Because I've never said it. I never said it on, because no one knows. I don't even know how. But it's like, it's in the UK. If my kids find this, then I'm sorry. But I've never said it publicly. But I am going through a divorce, and it's not like something I've talked about. But yeah, it's a relationship transition.
I feel like relationships are really hard. And we glamorize them a lot. Like, I saw something the other day and he was talking about how marriage is like it's work. It's not this thing of waking up every morning and you're in love with this person. It's like constant work. And I don't think we talk about that ever on socials, or people get to see like, do you know what, I woke up today and I cannot stand this guy. Like one of my friends was saying, oh, this guy is giving me the ick. And I was like, but is it a temporary? Because sometimes you can have just
for sure.
Just like for
it's lust.
48 hours, it's just the ick. They've done
like,
something.
Good God, you're annoying.
They do one thing and you're like, you're fucking ugly.
Yeah, but then I'm like,
you're gross.
Yeah, but I'm like, maybe push through it, because I feel like nowadays you get a little ick and everyone's like, goodbye. We're not gonna work through it. There's nothing to. Yeah, and it's like not every day just shut things off. So are you excited about single life?
No, I'm not so much excited. See, this is the thing. It's really hard to talk about like something so important. I guess because I feel like people want to know like, ooh, what happened? Like the scandalous issues of it. And it's like, really, it's not even that. It's just that, 12 years is a long time, and I'm 32. So I was 19 when I had my first child, 20 when I got married. You know what I mean? I'm a mom of 3. So think life moved very fast at a very young age, and I think we don't realize how much we grow as women. Like who I was at 19 is damn near nowhere near who I am now at 32. And I think the important thing is that when you're in relationships, you have to be aware of the possibilities of the person and the unlimited possibilities of a person. And if, can I love this person the way they are right now forever, if they never change? And if the answer is yes, then great. the answer is no, then it's like, you know, that's something to evaluate. And I am just a totally different person. And not that he's a bad person, he's just a different person, and we're different people, you know what I mean? And sometimes your life just moves in different directions, and if you're not both on the same page to get back on the same direction, then you just have to be like, you know what, you're not a bad person, I'm not a bad person, this just isn't serving us now, where we are now. So.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day about the idea of love and how love is kind of fed to us like from when we're young? And my thing is, I don't know if this is because I just don't have a partner, so I'm like, ooh, if I have loads, that's amazing. But I've kind of thought, maybe I don't just want one love.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't want to fall in love one time. Maybe I want to fall in love like 3 times and actually experience loads of different ways of people loving me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like there's so many things that as I've got older, like you said, I question, like, where does this idea come from? Who told me this idea? Like, even I've been like toying with the idea about kids, like, I'm 33 now, do I want children? Is that something that I actually want, or is it something that society has rammed down my throat that I have to do as a woman? And I think I've come to the conclusion that I'd like to be a part-time mum.
I get that, because I have a dog and it's stressing me out.
Like a guy that's maybe got like 3 kids.
Oh,
and then I can be part-time mum like on the weekend. So I still get to nurture children or be a part of something. But then if I want to fuck off to LA, I also can do that. Because I feel like the idea of having something that has... Do you see my face?
You're like suffocating you.
Like the idea of...
It's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility. I think as you get, when you have them young, like you had them young, you kind of mold your life around them. So that's kind of what you know. But I'm like 33 now. I've like designed a life that I like. So now the idea of bringing permanent things in that could change everything, that freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, understandably, but I will say, like, I needed that. Like, I'm so thankful that, you know, I met my children's father when I did, and that we had children when I needed that time. I needed to be a mom. I needed that time to develop, for God to develop who I am now. But I could not imagine having 3 kids starting now. I could not imagine that. I would probably cry. But younger, it was easier.
What about you? Because you're extremely successful. We've seen you publicly engage with people. I can never tell if it's... One thing about you, is you are the marketing...
Like, is this a joke or not?
You are the marketing goddess. Like, even the whole shower thing, I was like, is this for real, or is this... Because I know you always have something like, it's going there, like, is there something that's like bubbling? I'm like, is this? But obviously there was the whole, with the baby, and that was like a thing, and everyone was like, oh my God, is this gonna be? Then you was in the video, and it was like, oh my God, this is amazing, like, this is a thing. And that was loads of fun. So what's it like? Because your DMs must be healthy.
No, girl.
No.
I check them every day. I'm so serious. If anybody is out there, I would love a UK man to go get tea and crumpets.
She said no.
No. Actually,
come on, don't do that.
Do you know what it is?
They'd be fine over here, girl.
Yeah, but they will. That's the thing. Like, you know what will happen is they will treat you good because you're American. It's like if I said I want to find an American guy, you guys would probably be like, no. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if I went over there, they'll probably treat me quite good because I'm that thing. I'm different. It's like, ooh, but you'd be like,
cheating over here?
Of course. What do you think?
What is happening?
What do you mean?
But there's good guys over here.
I mean, I don't know where they are.
I think at the end of the day, it don't matter where you're.
I know. I don't care if you're in Dubai. I don't care if you're in Africa, Jamaica, Egypt.
I think all men cheat, though.
No, I rebuke that.
All men have the possibility of
cheating. I think all men cheat. And I would like to rebuke, but I'm also very...
She said I would like to go to rebuke.
No, but that's what I don't think that they have it in them not to.
I think they have it in them not to. I just think that we don't live in like a society set up that's conducive for
or
monogamy.
society that makes them holds them accountable.
But also, the guys you probably go for are not the guys, because you've already said you're not going for a 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I don't go for those. The guys I used to go for, I don't go for those no more.
So where are we then? At what? Where?
I'm like,
It's not entrepreneur. Which one?
no, it is entrepreneur, but it's not like, girl, I used to love them thugs, girl.
Oh right, okay. The yeah. I can't do. I get too scared to do hood.
No,
hood
I'm
guys.
scared now. I used to not be when I was younger because I was stupid in the car with a gun. Like, where are we going? We're selling drugs. Like, now I'm like, sir, I will tell the police on you. Do not take me nowhere illegal. I'm grown now. I'm not doing that. But no, to answer your question, I do want marriage. I want to experience that. I that might change. I don't know. But as of right now, I would love to experience childbirth and being a mom and those things. I say I want a lot of kids, but maybe after that first one, I'm like, enough is enough. I've experienced it, but I don't know. That can change, but I do want to experience.
Because you did that Finding Love on Zeus, didn't you?
Yeah, you're my boyfriend.
Yeah, how did that? How was that?
Girl.
People still asking about Invisalign.
People still ask about it. I'm like, it was a show. Well, leave me alone.
Oh, that doesn't.
It was
okay.
just a show. It
but
was
you
fun.
never know. You
But
might
I was
find
open to it. I was like, if I really end up liking a guy on here, I would date him. But no.
I feel like we're in a time too where like black women are really on their like entrepreneur, like getting money shit like right now, and on our evolving, growing, healing shit, and we're just like,
you're not aligned.
like if you're
But
not.
that's also very intimidating for men.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Is it
women are
not?
just like, we're making our own money. We have great relationships. You're a bonus, and if you're not bringing, if you're not adding to that happiness, I don't need to be with you. Like for what? What's
You won't like English guys. They don't even eat ass, or they don't even like. Sorry. They don't.
Do they eat coochie?
I mean, it's becoming okay.
What?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. Like.
Where's my camera? This my camera?
Yeah.
Look,
She said.
if you don't get on your knees and eat this motherfucking cat, it's a disgrace to the family.
No, they don't. It's not like. I put something up on my.
Hold on.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being. No, it's like forbidden.
They don't eat vagina.
What do you mean forbidden?
What do you mean? I'm about to throw this water bottle at you. You've been over here for 33 years.
And you ain't never had your ass ate?
Well, I have, but it's like not a thing. Like it's not a thing that men do here.
What
It's-
about giving head? They
Oh
give
yeah,
head?
but it's still then like when you're like, oh, do you give head or is it a thing? Like men still want to give it to you sometimes in rations. Like
And you
on your-
gonna get, I'm gonna be like, all right, put your clothes back on, don't touch me.
Yeah, well, this is what I don't like to operate with guys that don't give head because what
You
are
gotta
we
warm it
doing?
up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Your dick game has to be crazy not to go.
And a lot- and-
you gotta go.
You gotta be in there.
Your dick gotta be
But can I
going.
just say something?
that dick better be going in there. I mean, Jesus.
No, but
that
this
is
is
crazy.
and a lot of guys, their dick game is not great, is it?
No.
And
The
that's
sex
the thing.
dick game?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. A lot of guys think their dick game is A1.
See, but
and
that's
it's
the
not.
thing. I haven't experienced enough dick because I've been in a
you've
relationship
been
for 12 years. So I don't know. But I know for sure
So do you just
that eating ass and eating coochie is a must.
Yeah,
like,
there's
that's a non-negotiable.
That's a non-negotiable.
they don't do it here. Like if you ask a guy here to eat your
I'm
ass,
booking a flight
they
home
are
tomorrow.
they will look at you like you've done something wrong. Like when I talk about eating ass, whatever, I'll get people in my DMs like, this is what you're promoting? This is disgusting. Is this what you think is for?
But
this-
y'all niggas eating pork chops. Y'all eating pig.
And bacon.
Y'all eating bacon, but you can't eat
and
my
shrimp
ass.
and crab.
You out here eating ham hocks and chicken, but you can't eat my ass.
They said that it's not hygienic.
If my ass is clean, why is that?
Sorry.
It's not. It's not.
And they said it's not hygienic. It's a thing
But
here.
so putting your dick in someone is.
And most of the half of the time, you're the one that's like, are you going to put something on that before? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're just dipping it in every fucking one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We don't. So that's why I'm saying.
You
English-
need to keep talking about it.
I am gonna.
Yeah, you
I,
need to
do you
keep
know
talking
what?
about
My mission is to normalize. I'm looking in my camera now. Is to normalize eating the booty.
Yeah, that's intimacy.
It
I mean, you don't have to
is.
go around eating everybody's ass. I'm not saying do that, but it's like if we're here.
Would you eat a guy's ass?
Absolutely not.
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
What's
I mean, what's eating? I didn't have a fork and a spoon, bitch.
You knew what eating ass was when we was talking about the niggas doing it, so do you eat ass? You knew what the fuck we was talking about then, so.
Do you do like a little lick? Like a...
But in the hole?
I didn't go in the hole, but I'm saying
you
I
licked
grazed
the hole?
it.
Like around the whole area?
You know how deep your hole, you gotta get in them cheeks. You know
No, but
how deep that is?
But this is what I mean. I feel like guys think that eating ass is like eating vagina. Or like,
Right,
No, it's not.
this is what and that's why, because guys think they have to put their tongue like in the hole or something. It's just around the circumference.
It's like stimulated.
Just grazing.
Yeah. It's around, it's like, okay, so if this is the hole and this is the butt, you're all around there, and then you're,
Real quick.
you know, and then you go back to the front. Like, that's it.
And also the two holes are not far from each other.
It's like if you're already down there, just give
You
me a
might as
little
well
extra
just,
inch.
you might as well,
Just slide that tongue up just a little bit, and then we right there.
this is what I'm saying, normalize it. I mean, he would have to come out the shower for me to do that.
Yeah.
Because also, you know, guys don't like to wipe their ass properly.
Jesus.
And at least for like women, we're lasered and waxed and clean down there. Their hair, oh Jesus.
So wait, in
No.
the 12 years, your husband didn't ever want you to...
No, I never ate ass. I never ate ass. No, hell no.
Megan, are there any times when B says something and you're just like, oh my God, we
Every
are
day.
going viral for this? And
When she said she don't get off me, when she said she don't shower, I knew that was gonna go off. I
that
like,
was
here we go.
wild. So is this really a thing?
Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
a ritual. I don't be like, oh, it's 3 days. I have to take a shower today. But yes, I skip some days.
Okay, so I was having a full debate about this with...
Okay, if you take a shower tonight
Yeah,
at midnight,
right.
when you wake up, you taking another shower?
100.
Girl!
Yeah, because I'm gonna...
Y'all be lying. I take
You
6
swe-
showers a day.
You
Now,
slept during the night.
So for me, if I take a shower at 10 p.m. and I go to bed, right? If I'm sweating and I feel like, because sometimes I have night sweats, I'm like, okay, I'll get in the shower. No, I get night sweats, not nightmares, but sometimes people just get hot at night.
Right, yeah.
I have skipped days before. Like, I'm busy, I'm traveling, I'm whatever. But outside of skipping days, like when I grew up, if I took a shower at night,
You didn't need to take one in the morning.
no. Like you take the shower at night, so you get up for school and you go to school.
So I always had a shower or anything in the morning. I wasn't like a night person to have shower.
Okay, so we do showers at night.
So I know a lot of
My
people
kids
do,
do.
yeah. So, but when I was growing up, I was more had showers in the morning. I had a shower every morning. I had a thing. But I remember one time I had one of my arguments with one of my exes. He was really upset that I didn't have a shower before I used to go to bed. And he used to be like, that is disgusting.
yeah, I can understand that. Not disgusting, but I
He was
understand
just like,
that.
that's
yeah.
disgusting. And I was just
Like,
like,
wash the
but-
day off.
Yeah, I get it. But my thing is just like,
Yeah, for sure. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Roll the fuck over
And I'm
and
not
leave me
getting into
alone.
bed with my outside clothes, am I? So it's not like I'm there. But he really made me feel like
I'm not a dirty bitch,
I was
okay?
a
I
dirty
smell
bitch.
good.
No, honestly. And then I remember one time we came back from a flight and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'm getting in the shower. And he was like, you don't need to get in. I was like, listen,
I'm gonna let you, I know.
because when we have an argument,
But you
you'll
know,
be
you
telling
know.
Yeah, you be taking it too far.
Bitch,
Take it too far, for sure.
No, you know your body. You know when you need to get in the shower. I mean, like,
Sometimes she be pushing the limit. You push the limit.
I push the limit.
you do it.
And I'm single. I mean, I'm fresh, but sometimes I'll be like, ooh, you need to, all right, bitch, get in the shower.
It's like, all right, babe.
Enough's enough.
Enough is enough.
But I've been better. I've been taking more showers lately since I went viral, and I actually like it.
With showers or bath?
I do not want to soak in a bath.
Yeah,
I
baths
know
are
baths
nasty.
are
No.
really annoying, aren't they?
And I'm the person that like gets in the bath and will like soak and relax and then jump in the shower.
Yeah.
Or jump in the shower, then soak in the, like I have to take a shower
you
though.
gotta wash it away.
Yeah, that's nasty. Sitting in your own filth.
So what have you guys?
See, and y'all bitches be taking baths, bubble baths, all on Instagram, bubble baths, wine. You're dirty.
So what have you guys? What have you guys got coming up? Live shows, all of the what's happening?
Oh my
Talk to
gosh.
me.
It's the Know For Sure podcast. We have merch. We're gonna send you a package.
Yes.
Our merch is dropping. TheKnowForSure.com. You can go to the website, get the merch. It's so freaking dope. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into
So
merch.
much work, so much detail. Like we're very detail oriented, and it's a message behind everything with us. We take everything so serious. We have like a little note on the back of the shirt and our QR code
Our
and our
sayings
pictures
and
and our
big- yeah.
sayings. And then our live show, our first live show will be in Atlanta, Georgia. So You need to come
I
to
wanna.
the A.
I haven't been to Atlanta since I've been like 16.
Yeah, you gotta come as an adult.
That's where you guys reside, right?
Yeah, we live in
Is
Atlanta.
it Atlanta's as dope as everyone says?
It's fun. It's cool.
Okay,
It's
cool.
moments. It's definitely Black Hollywood, you know. But I mean, it's just like any other city. There's crime. There's bullshit.
It's just a lot. It's just accessible. It's kind of like how LA is. You know how you go to LA, you know, a lot of people are out there, production and stuff. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So our first live show is February 22nd in Atlanta at Center Stage. So yeah, we're excited about that.
And you guys gonna have like special guests? How's it all gonna like? What can?
We want it to be an experience.
Right,
That's
right,
like
right.
our main thing. We want people to leave feeling like, I'm so glad I spent my money. I'm so glad I went, and they feel fulfilled when they.
Because you still do your stand-up comedy, right? You still
Yeah.
tour and do all that. How do you? What would you say you are first and foremost, or you don't want to? It's not a boxing thing.
I
Like,
would
it's
say
so-
an entertainer
Okay, cool,
overall.
okay.
Yeah, but now, I mean, with every single thing, like Know For Sure podcast is a business. We want to turn it into so many things. You know, stand up, I turned that into a business. So I guess entrepreneur over everything. But like I always say, the female Jamie Foxx, he did music, he did acting, he did comedy, now he's an entrepreneur, he has businesses. I love that he separated all of them. So I just want to execute every lane.
How do you not care? Meaning, I always like, when I do something, I might put it up one time, right? And then I just leave it. And one thing I kind of admire about your journey is that you seem to kind of not care about flooding the timeline or saying to people, this is what I've got coming out, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. And I don't know if it's an American thing, because I was talking this about Diddy, because with his single, and the other day when it went to #1, I was like, I know I'm not the only person at one point was like, how many dance routines are you going to do for this one song? But then I thought to myself, if this is Diddy, like the pinnacle of our culture, and he is constantly promoting, I was thinking maybe it's an English thing that we have too much. I don't know what it is. Like, we just think it's like, we don't do that. It's like, we don't. But you guys just, you have this like relentlessness that is so almost, I admire it, because it's like you just don't care. It's like whatever I'm doing.
Marketing. I have 6 million followers, but 6 million people are not seeing that one post.
Yeah,
you have to
true,
constantly push. You know, we post something or I post a sale, they're like, oh, I almost missed the sale, or I'm in London. Girl, when we leave London, you know how many people are gonna be like, you were in London?
Yeah,
like, they don't even
yeah.
know I'm here. You have to constantly push to your market and focus on the people that love you. They don't care if you're constantly posting. It's the haters that care. Like, the people that love you want to see you. They're invested in your life. They love when we post. They love when we promote. They're waiting on the merch. They're waiting on the live show. Like, feed that audience, because they want all of you, you know?
Because you used to do hair, right? You started off with hair. And then now it's like, and you've been there, you've seen the whole journey. You've seen the ups, the downs, the lows, everything. What would you say has been your highest point? Like, where you were just like, this is amazing. I can't even believe I'm here.
Right now.
Like how in this
season of my
right.
life. Yeah. Just like living my life with my soulmate, my best friend, like being her partner in business. And I feel like our podcast is the most purposeful thing I've ever done. Like, every chapter of my life led me to this point. I had to do hair for 15 years. I was meeting my clients. I was building, getting my money. And then I had to do comedy. Then I had to do Instagram. I've been on social media for over a decade. I had to do that. And that built my audience. And thankfully, I'm ahead of the game. Like, everybody's doing it now. I've been doing it for 10 years. So every chapter led me to this moment. And this moment is going to lead both of us to the next chapter of our lives individually. You know, we'll constantly move, but every chapter should get better. And this is the best chapter of my life.
What about you, Megan?
Same. I think it's definitely like a dream type of thing. Like, I think everybody pictures a life where they can be super successful and do it with the people that they love, but then when you actually get to do it, it's like a different, it's mind-blowing. Sometimes I think sometimes we take it for granted because we're still us. We're just us, but the fact that, God has given us an opportunity to be us and be successful, it's just like a major, major blessing. And it still doesn't feel, It feels very right all the time, but it doesn't feel real all the time.
Was you guys ever apprehensive about doing this together and putting strain on your relationship?
I didn't.
Never. And you know, I think the reason is because we work on our relationship. Yeah. Sometimes you see friends, and I've had those relationships, especially when I was younger. We're just friends. We're just cool. We take pictures. We go out. We're not having the deep conversations. We're not like, hey, bro, let me pull you to the side. Like, you really made me feel a way yesterday. Like, we brush it off. Oh, that's just my homegirl. But you wouldn't do that if it was your man. True. Yeah, so talk to your homegirls and your friends like you do your man, like you do your kids, like whoever you talk to that is that deep. It should be like that in platonic relationships.
And we worked together. Like I worked for her, so even though I worked for her, we still worked together. We knew what it was like to have to do work together. Yeah. So coming into this, the only thing that was different, and what she has been amazing at was, which I'm bad at, is we're equal partners. So you're not the assistant. You have to, what's your opinion? What do you want? Like, she has to kind of pull me, because I'm kind of just like,
whatever. I'm like,
do y'all thing, whatever. Where do you need me to be at? All right, cool. Business. I'm very like, whatever. I'm very like, chill. I don't care. I'm not a hype person. I'm chill. Yeah. She's more like, so it's we've never had that issue. It's never been an issue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? God took us through a season where he had to work out the foundation of how we communicated with each other through issues, through goods and bads. That way, when he led us to this, we were solid. We've had to deal with a lot of outside stuff, but here it's solid. Like, there is nothing, we're good.
We know we're life partners.
Yeah. That's so nice. Yeah. I had a friend and we were close, and then we've gone separate ways now. Yeah. And it's weird because a part of me was sad, and then another part of me was just like, maybe that friendship was just for a season. Yeah. But then it's just so weird because it's just, then I look at you two and I think, oh, this is so nice, because we did stuff together, and then it just, I think personalities, sometimes they clash and stuff. And so when I do see like two women that are in the spotlight together, because I think, especially when someone was maybe there before and then there's always, I know that sometimes there can be that, tension sometimes. You get what I mean? And
when there's ego and pride involved,
right?
But I don't have, I have always lived a life to serve. And whether I'm serving her as her assistant or I'm serving her as her partner in this, for sure, I'm still serving. So it never was a thing of, B. Simone, people are gonna know B. Simone. They're not gonna know Megan Ashley, the way they know B. Simone right now, because B. Simone had to pave the way so that Megan Ashley could have a position and a place, you know what I'm saying? And so I honor that. I have reverence for that. So I'm comfortable always sitting if in the next to or behind the spotlight. I'm fine either way, because I know I'm still serving regardless.
And even when she's serving, whether you see her on camera or not, she's so imperative to my success. That's what I want people to understand. Like, number one, this relationship takes work. Right. Yeah, we're posting the good stuff, but we talk about the bad stuff too. Like, we have to work on our relationship, just like a marriage, just like a boyfriend, girlfriend. But there's things that she has done behind the scenes, things that she's done that I don't even know. She put out fires for me to be in the position I'm in as a friend and as somebody that was working for me for 3 years. So her position in my life is just as important as my position in the limelight. You get what I'm saying? So it's both. Yeah. It's both.
And she's just as much as my cheerleader as I am hers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People don't see when she showed up at my house when I was depressed all of 2021 and just sat outside and waited for me to come outside. No, people didn't see that. People didn't see when she was, on the floor. She couldn't get off the floor because she was getting canceled on social media, and I'm on the phone from Ohio. All right, I'm coming. People didn't see. There's so much that has gone on in our relationship, just even within the last 3 years, that most people would never survive, and we survived it. Yeah. So like I said, when I said this is solid, we're good. We've been through too much. You know what I'm saying? There's equity in this relationship. Yeah. It's been proven. We've seen the ugliest parts of each other and still chose to love each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point of Know For Sure, is showing how that platonic relationships can be so life-changing, and it can change the way, we talk about it all the time, the way we love each other has changed the way we've loved everybody else in our lives. like the way that I feel like God has called me to serve her and vice versa has made me be a better person in all my relationships because it was so purposeful. We had to be more mindful of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And we want to, I know we got to go, but we want to portray that, especially to black women. We feel like that's a part of our purpose. Like this can happen. It's real. Like
It's hard.
It's
but
hard.
It can work.
It can work. You have to kill your flesh every day. Like she said, ego, pride, confusion. Like you have to have a relationship with God first. So when it's here, it's like, well, okay, we're both rooted in God, our spirituality, and we're doing the work here. We try to change every single day. Yeah.
Well, guys, they're telling me I have to wrap up. That's so annoying because I was getting really into it. Have you got any questions for me before we have to go? Anything you want to?
I know. Tell us how we can support you. Because before I came to London, I didn't even know who you were. And I just started going through all your stuff. And I'm like, you're so dope.
I kind of, like you guys, I talk a lot. And I kind of just wanted, when I first started, there wasn't like I didn't see me, or I didn't see like somebody that was just kind of real and talking. As in, like, you know, the people you see on the TV, they speak a certain type of way, they look a certain type of way, they act a certain type of way. Just like, even, you know, sometimes I do makeup, sometimes I don't do makeup, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? And I like to show that. I like to show, like, if you come on camera, you can like do what you want, but also you don't have to do that all the time. You can be real. You don't always have to be done up. You can just be yourself. And like you're saying, like, you on socials now, you just see everyone's always on 10. Like, everything's always on 10. My life is so good. I've always got contour. It's like, really? All the time?
Yeah.
That can't be.
Yeah.
Well,
I know you're stressed. I know you're tired.
Right? So I just wanted to kind of be myself. And I'm happy, like, how, I guess what you guys are saying, that I kind of get to be myself every day, you know, and I just get to, right? I just get to be unapologetically myself. I say what I want to say. It's a journey. It's like you said, sometimes I have bad days, sometimes I cry, sometimes I'm upset, sometimes things are not going my way still. Like, I think people think when you get to a certain level that things happen and all these like,
or like you
deals,
made it. It's
right,
like,
deals are dropping on the table. You're like, no, it's
so much
fucking
more I wanna
hard.
do. I'm still grinding.
Right, and I'm still grinding. I'm still being blocked. I'm still being. Do you know what I mean? Like, all these things that you still have to go through daily, where people are like, oh, you're doing so well, and you're like, if you only knew the call that I just had. Like, do you know what I mean? Or the tears that I just cried last night. Or when I was on the phone to my manager saying, why are they not letting me? Like, why can I not do this? Or do you know what I mean?
It's coming though.
But you have to,
like
you said, just be consistent and support each other. So I'm so glad that you guys are here.
So thankful.
Oh no, I've had such a good talk, and I'm manifesting eating the booty.
Yeah, I need you to make that your top priority.
Top manifest of 2023.
And when you come back, I'm gonna be like, guys,
how many people ate
it's risen. The charts are showing. The stats are showing.
Manifesting is working.
That the manifesting and the eating is working. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Shout out to your team. Everybody's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody's great.
We got a whole team behind these cameras, y'all, and they are killing it.
Well, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mum and your dad. And guys, make sure you're eating the booty.